Hey guys, Mike the Cop, and I have a message for you today. Stop calling the police like a child. Okay, this is happening not only here in my home state of Michigan, but all over the freaking country.
That you want.
Now, I wrote this on my blog at mikethecop.tv, but I wanted to make a video as well because some people obviously consume content this way and will share this up. But in Genesee Township in Michigan, the chief has said this: if we answer every single call here, we wouldn't be doing anything else but just be running around. Now, this is in reference to people who have now deemed themselves the social distancing police. In all of these collective Karen and Chad minds, essentially they believe that they have somehow been magically deputized by the CDC in order to stare out their windows, and instead of being concerned about themselves or actually doing something productive, they're tattling on their neighbors. If you think that this is helping, I am here to tell you it is not. It is actually exacerbating the situation. More and more first responders are actually contracting COVID-19 because they are in constant contact with people who have it. So all you're doing by calling the police is putting them in situations that they don't have to be in and putting them at greater risk and continuing the further spread of this virus. And calling the police so that they can scold people out trying to get a breath of fresh air or aren't distancing themselves enough to your standards or someone else's is simply creating a bigger problem and a greater workload for people who are already having reduced numbers because of illness, and putting a greater stress on that workload and workflow and on the individual first responders themselves. It's like everyone needs to collectively go back to kindergarten and learn some things, like be nice, wash your hands, take responsibility for yourself, and look out for somebody else that might be in need. Don't sit behind a keyboard like a typical keyboard warrior, a keyboard politician, or a keyboard lawyer, whatever. Go out into your community and actually do something. Go find a senior that's in need and offer to help. Actually go do something. Build some sense of community, even virtually, in your neighborhood. Go volunteer. If you're so concerned about all this, go volunteer in such a way that, you put on the mask, you put on the gloves, and you go get to work. Do that. Do something real instead of spending your time on the phone and hiding in your house, blaming the world's problems on anybody but yourself. The chief of Genesee Township went on to say this: to send him out on every single call, suited up to go to check on 3 people standing on the corner is kind of ridiculous at this point. I would really, really have to agree. Personal protective equipment is in short supply and very high demand. The greater proclivity people have to come in contact with more people right now who could be infected, the greater proclivity there's going to be a reduction in number of first responders able to deal with the problems that you yourself are unwilling to deal with, because it's easier for you to pick up the phone instead of actually being a productive member of society. You see, contrary to popular belief, changing your Facebook profile picture to stay at home doesn't mean it's gonna happen. It doesn't mean that police are the enforcer of your profile image. Please allow your police departments to be prepared to focus on actual events and circumstances that they need to be a part of. That is so much more valuable right now, especially with limited manpower and resources. Am I being a little hyperbolic? Yes. Am I being a little bit out there with this? Yes, to get a point across. I honestly want to be respectful in this. It is more of an imploring of you, a request of you to please use common sense in all this and allow officers to do the job that they're supposed to do, not the ones you wish they were doing. We all want to get back to work. We all want life to go back to normal. Let's each do our part with something real and legitimate by offering help in our communities, not just tattling on our neighbors like children. If you don't like what I have to say, which is a very common thing on the internet, feel free to vent in the comments. Send me a sternly worded email. It's okay. All this stress has got me needing to take my CBD Ops. CBDOps.com. It's THC free CBD. Shameless plug. Life-changing product.